Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I last uploaded a video, but I'm back with a new one. In today's video, I'll walk you through how to host your project on a VPS, connect your VPS to a domain name, and keep a Node.js, specifically a Next.js application, running in the background. I will also show you how to set up a Postgres SQL database on your VPS. We'll cover quite a lot in this tutorial, so make sure you watch the video until the end, and if you find it helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel and motivates me to keep creating more valuable and educational content for you. In my case, I will be using Portfolio project as the example that will host on the VPS on my local machine. I usually run Postgres SQL inside a Docker container. This allows me to create separate images for the different Postgres SQL database I use while working on my projects locally. Since I am using the bash terminal, I will use the built-in zip tool to compress the project into project zip. I will exclude the node modules and next folders. When it comes to choosing a VPS, I won't say there is one single best hosting provider because everyone's experience can be different. However, most hosting platforms are generally reliable, so it is a good idea to choose a provider that offers a good package at a reasonable price. For most of the projects I have worked on, a VPS with a 4 GB RAM, 2 CPU cores, and around 50 to 100 GB of storage has worked perfectly well. The next step is to select an operating system. In this tutorial, we'll be using Ubuntu, specifically the plain Ubuntu server installation. After creating the server, your hosting provider will give you the server's IP address and the root password, which are the only details you need to connect to the VPS. So on my machine, I will open command prompt and connect to the VPS using SSH. After entering the command, I will provide the VPS password, and just like that, we are logged into the Ubuntu VPS server. The first thing you should always do on a fresh server is update the system package to make sure everything is up to date, which you can do by running apt update and apt upgrade. This command updates the package list and upgrades any outdated packages on the system. Also, a quick note, I will leave a link to a written article in the description that contains all the commands used in this tutorial. The article will actually be hosted on the portfolio website we are deploying in this video, so you can easily refer back to it later. Since our project is built with the Node.js, specifically Next.js, we need to install Node.js on the server. A reliable way to do this is by using the node source repository available at deb.nodesource.com. After installing Node.js, we can confirm that everything is working by checking the version, node flag v, and npm flag v. We need a way to keep our application running in the background even after we log out of the server. For this purpose, we install PM2. PM2 is a process manager that keeps Node.js application running continuously. It can automatically restart the application if it crashes or if the server reboots. There are other options available, but PM2 has always worked very well for me when running Node.js applications. Now we will install Nginx, which is very important for our setup. Nginx will act as a reverse proxy server, allowing us to connect our domain name to the application. After installing Nginx, we should enable the services and check status to ensure it's running correctly. With that completed, we can move on to installing Postgres SQL, which will serve as a database for our application. Since I plan to upload the project as a zip file, I will also install the unzip utility. If you prefer cloning your project directly from GitHub using Git, you could skip this step, but having unzip installed doesn't cause any issues. Next, I will create directory called frank codes, which will hold the project files on the server. From my VS Code terminal, I will upload the project zip file to the VPS using the server's IP address and place it inside the frank codes directly. After entering my VPS password and pressing enter, the project will be uploaded to the server. Now we can navigate into directly cd frank codes, then extract the project, unzip project.zip. Once the files are extracted, we can delete the zip file since we no longer need it. Inside the project folder, I will install project dependencies by running npm install. If you need to inspect or modify any files directly on the server, you can use terminal editors like Nano or Vim. In my case, I won't need to make any changes because the project was already prepared for production and deployment. Before building the application, we need to create the database. For demonstration purposes, in this tutorial, I will show the database name and password. In a real production environment, you would normally use stronger credentials and store them securely. First, we switch to the PostgreSQL user, then open the PostgreSQL shell. We will start by creating a user role and password. In my example, the username will be FrankTech and the password will be FrankTech_secret. Next, I will create a database called FrankTech and assign FrankTech as the owner. After that, I will grant all privileges on the FrankTech database to the FrankTech user so that the user can create tables, schema, and manage the database. Once finished, we exit the PostgreSQL shell using quit and then exit the Postgres user session. For database management in this project, I'm using the Drizzle ORM. Drizzle provides commands that help manage database migration. I will run the following commands: dbgenerate, then dbmigrate. These commands generate and apply the database migrations. Now we can build the Next.js project. npm run build. We'll give it a few seconds to compile the production build. Once the build completes successfully, we can start the application using pm2 so it continues running in the background. In this example, I will run the application on port 3001. Normally Next.js runs on port 3000 by default, but I prefer explicitly specifying the port in this case. We'll start the application with pm2, give the process a name and launch it. After starting the process, we can see that the application status is online, which means it is running successfully. To quickly test if server is responding, we can use car to send a request to localhost on port 3001. If we receive a response that confirms the application is running properly. Now we can move on to configure the domain name. In my case, the domain name is registered with Hostinger. I will open the DNS records for my domain name. Currently, the www subdomain is pointing to frankcourse.pro, so I will leave that unchanged. However, for the A record where the name is at, I will update its value to point to the IP version 4 address of my VPS. I will set the time to leave TTL value to 300 seconds, which means DNS changes will propagate faster if updates are made. Next, we configure Nginx for domain frankcourse.pro. I will create new configuration file inside the sites available directly. In this configuration, we tell Nginx to listen for requests on port 80 for both frankcourse.pro and www.frankcourse.pro and forward those requests to our application running locally on port 3001. I'll also include the full Nginx configuration in the article linked in the description. We can test it using Nginx flag T. If the syntax check is successful, we can proceed. If we list the sites enabled directly, we notice our configuration is not there yet. That's because we still need to create a symbolic link from sites available to sites enabled. We reload Nginx so the new configuration takes effect. Now when we visit the domain in the browser, we should see the website live. However, the browser will likely show not secure because we have not installed an SSL certificate yet. To enable HTTPS, we will install Certbot, which allows us to generate free SSL certificate from Let's Encrypt. After installation, we can verify the version and then run Certbot for our domain and the www subdomain. Certbot will ask for an email address for important notifications, and we will also need to accept the terms and conditions. Once completed, Certbot will automatically configure SSL for our Nginx server. Now we refresh the website, we should see the secure HTTPS connection, which confirms everything is working correctly. The last step is to seed the database with the initial admin data. Inside the project's package.json, there is a command defined to run a seed script. This script inserts initial data into the database. So we run npm run db seed. Once the seed process finishes, we can try logging into the admin dashboard, and everything should be working correctly. The database connection, the deployed project, and the server setup. And that is it. That's how you can host a full Next.js application on a VPS. Configure the database, connect a domain name, and secure it with SSL. Remember, all the commands and configuration file used in this tutorial are available in the article linked in the description, which is hosted on my portfolio website. Thanks for watching the video until the end. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.